Sunday, August 20th, 2023. Topic: 2024 United States presidential election. Please pardon any visual and informational inaccuracies in this entirely AI-generated video.
The U.S. Constitution requires presidential candidates to be natural-born citizens, at least 35 years old, and a U.S. resident for 14 years. The 22nd Amendment limits individuals to 2 presidential terms. Both President Biden and former President Trump are eligible for the 2024 election, potentially marking the first presidential rematch since 1956. Election offices are seeking additional funds to manage increased workloads and public scrutiny amid a rise in retirements and public record demands. The 2024 U.S. presidential election will be the first after the reapportionment of Electoral College votes following the 2020 census. If 2020 results were repeated, Democrats would have 303 electoral votes and Republicans 235, a slight change from 2020. This apportionment will remain until the 2028 election, with another reapportionment after the 2030 census. Swing states, which alternate between Democratic and Republican parties, are crucial in U.S. presidential elections due to the Electoral College system. These include Midwestern states like Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, and Sun Belt states like Nevada, Arizona, and Georgia. Demographic shifts have seen some swing states lean more towards one party, with Iowa, Ohio, and Florida favoring Republicans and Colorado and Virginia leaning Democratic. The 2020 election saw a shift in suburban voters away from Republicans, contributing to Joe Biden's win. Abortion access is set to be a key issue in the upcoming presidential election following 2 major court rulings. The Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization decision overturned Roe v. Wade, leaving abortion law to individual states. The Alliance for Hippocratic Medicine v. U.S. Food and Drug Administration ruling could potentially remove the abortion medication mifepristone from the market. The issue is expected to divide Republican candidates, with some supporting federal restrictions on abortion and others opposing them. The COVID-19 pandemic has caused significant economic impacts, including high inflation, that are expected to persist until 2024. The economic downturn has particularly affected women, especially those who left work for childcare. Measures like an expanded child tax credit were introduced but will expire before the 2024 election. Biden's handling of the economy has received negative reviews, and he has pledged to prioritize universal pre-kindergarten and caregiver support in a second term. The Biden administration has issued over $32 billion in student loan forgiveness. However, a Supreme Court decision overturned a plan to eliminate further debt, citing the HEROES Act did not allow for widespread loan forgiveness. Meanwhile, education has become a key campaign issue, with many states passing laws against teaching critical race theory, sparking debates about the appropriateness of discussing racial identity and the potential whitewashing of American history. At a National Rifle Association conference, Donald Trump and potential Republican presidential candidates voiced support for gun owners' rights following recent mass shootings. Democrats criticized this, predicting firearms will be a key issue in the 2024 election. President Biden has requested Congress to pass an assault weapons ban in response to the shootings. The U.S. has provided substantial military and humanitarian aid to Ukraine amid Russia's invasion, backed by both Democratic and Republican politicians. However, figures like Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump argue that Ukraine and countering Russian intervention should not be a major U.S. concern. Conservative politicians are increasingly introducing bills that limit LGBT rights, particularly for transgender individuals. Donald Trump has pledged to enact policies targeting transgender Americans if re-elected, including a law recognizing only 2 genders. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has signed several anti-LGBT laws, including the controversial Don't Say Gay law, which bans discussion of sexual orientation and gender identity in public schools. President Joe Biden has announced his intention to run for re-election in 2023, with Kamala Harris as his running mate. This comes despite low approval ratings and concerns about his age. An NBC poll showed 70% of Americans, including 51% of Democrats, believe Biden should not run for a second term, with almost half citing his age as the reason. There is also speculation of a primary challenge from a progressive Democrat. Joe Exotic is a convicted felon, businessman, and media personality who ran as an independent candidate for president in 2016. Donald Trump, the former U.S. president, announced his candidacy for the 2024 presidential election on November 15, 2022. He faces potential competition from Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who announced his own candidacy in May 2023. Trump has been indicted over hush money payments and mishandling classified documents, but has pleaded not guilty. As of July 2023, Trump leads DeSantis in the Republican primary polls. Ryan Binkley, John Anthony Castro, E.W. Jackson, Steve Laffey, and Corey Stapleton are all notable figures in their respective fields, including business, tax consultancy, religious leadership, and politics. Their careers span roles such as mayor, Montana Secretary of State, and candidates for various political offices. Cornel West is a renowned philosopher and public intellectual known for his work in race, class, and gender within American society. He has also been involved in various political campaigns advocating for social justice. Joseph Aframan Foreman, Taylor Marshall, and Kanye West are all public figures in their respective fields of rap music, podcasting, and authorship. Kanye West also notably ran for president in 2020. Election analysts use probabilistic forecasts to predict electoral outcomes, considering factors like the likelihood of each candidate winning each state. The ratings used are toss-up, tilt, lean, likely, and safe or solid. Competitive states are listed, while those deemed safe or solid are omitted for brevity.